All right, boys and girls. So today we are going to be learning to identify the action part in a sentence. Okay. Last time, I believe it was last week, we talked about the naming part. Okay, we talked about that the naming part tells us who or what is doing the action. Okay, so this is what I would like you to do right now.
We forgot our name, date, and number.
Thank you for reminding me. The students should have that. Thank you.
I put it first.
So with your partner, this is what I would like you to do. What do you think the action part tells us? Okay? When I say go, I want you to talk to your partner about that question. What does the action part tell us? And then we'll share out. Okay? Ready? Go ahead and talk to your partner.
You go.
Go ahead and talk to your partner. Talk to your partner. What does the action part tell us? Cindy, your partner is word. What does the action part tell us? Okay. Please come back to me in 3, 2, 1. Ready, position. All right. So I'm going to ask some students to share their thoughts on what they think the action part tells us, okay? Now, if I want you to answer in a complete sentence. So if you need a sentence starter, this is how I want you to begin your sentence. The action part tells, and then tell me what you and your partner discussed. Do we understand that, boys and girls? Okay, so here we go. I would like to ask Jose, what did you and your partner discuss? So what does the action part of a sentence tell? Okay, why don't you ask your partner for some help? I'm going to come back to you, okay? Let's see over here. Alina, what did your partner share with you? I'll give you guys a clue. Action. What do you think, Alina? Eileen.
An action point is someone is a animal person that you're telling about the story.
So you're saying it's an animal or a person that I'm telling in the story? Okay, you're onto something. Boys and girls, it does have to do with the person or the animal or whoever's in the story. But what about them? What about them? We're getting closer. Let's see. Eileen, why don't you pick someone so they can build upon what you just said? We're off to a good start. Can you say that in a louder voice? Because that was a wonderful answer. All right, I'm going to ask somebody on this side. Aaron, what did our friend Munir share?
An action means a movement of the body.
That's another definition. It is a movement of the body. But what did Munir share in terms of when we're reading a story or a sentence? What is the action part? Did you give him the signal? Okay, if you couldn't hear what Munir said, give him the signal right now so that he knows. All right, Munir, one more time. Go ahead and stand up if you need to. That was a great answer.
The action part is the
Okay. Rikai, what did Munir say?
He said the action part is the things that people do.
Yes. So action means what the characters do or even what you do. So for example, if I'm up here and I jump, that's the action. I'm doing something. Okay? So in a sentence, the action part tells us what the person or the animal or the thing did. So in your journal, please write this sentence down. You should have the important information at the corner already. I want you to write this with your pencil, and I will let you know when you use your highlighter.
I can't find my pencil.
You know where to get one.
And it had the greatest eraser ever.
In your best handwriting, please write this sentence down.
I can't see it.
Yep. Thank you for letting me know. I'll zoom in so you can see.
Mom, my pencil chipped.
A dog bites
No.
Mrs. Brown's foot. Now we read that in the story. Mrs. Brown went to town. Remember to skip lines and to use your best handwriting. A dog bites Mrs. Brown's foot. I like how Kendra's staying nice and focused, and Kaden and Marcus. Okay. A period goes at the end. Wesley, please write down your sentence. Okay. A dog bites Mrs. Brown's foot.
It's not big.
If you have a comment or a question, please use the signal. When you have written down the sentence, please show me ready position. Very good. I see that you remembered, right, that the silent E over here makes the vowel say I, right? Okay. If you're still writing, give me a quiet hand and I'll give you a few more seconds. Okay, we got 2 people, so go ahead and finish. If you are waiting, I want to ask you to silently read the sentence to yourself. All right. As a class, let's read the sentence together. Ready? Begin.
A dog bites Mrs. Brown's foot.
Okay. The word is bites, right? We have the E here. Okay, the silent E makes the I say I. That's its long name. It makes it say I, so the word is bites. So let's try that one more time. Ready? Begin.
A dog bites Mrs. Brown's foot.
Okay. With your partner, I would like you to identify what is the naming part of the sentence. In other words, who or what is doing the action. Ready? Go.
The dog. The dog is biting Miss Brown's foot. I can't hear you. That's the dog. Stop. Today I'm gonna get one of the apples. Because Mrs. Brown is doing the apple.
Woo, that scared me. We're good. All right. Who would like to tell me with the quiet A? I heard some very good discussions, and I think we have the right answer. Quiet A. I like how Kendra's giving me that quiet A for answer. Kendra, what or who is doing the action?
The dog.
Can you tell me that in a complete sentence?
The dog. Mrs. Brown's foot.
Okay, so the dog is doing the action. So with your highlighter, I would like you to underline the word dog.
Underline. You said Mrs. Brown. Mrs. Brown. Mrs. Brown. Never came back. She goes in the foot. It's Rosa.
Okay. And the next part that I would like you to discuss with your partner is what action is the dog doing? Talk to your partner. Go.
You know, you just got highlighted, and it's not erased. That's for my special pencil. No, there's highlighted.
All right, come back to me in 3, 2, 1. Ready position. All right, now we need to figure out what is the action part. I'm going to ask Cindy. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to hear what Cindy has to say. If you can't hear her, give her the signal. Go for it, Cindy.
The dog bite Mrs. Brown.
Can you say it a little bit louder?
The
Your classmates in the back, they can't hear you.
The dog bite Mrs. Brown.
A little bit louder, Cindy. You can do this.
The dog bite Mrs. Brown.
Okay. How many of you guys cannot hear her? Okay. So she said the dog bites Mrs. Brown's foot. So we're on the right track, but I only want to know what exactly did the dog do? Cindy, why don't you call on someone who's giving you a quiet A for answer? Can you tell me that in a complete sentence?
The action that the dog is doing, the dog is actually biting Mrs. Brown.
Yes. So where it says bites Mrs. Brown's foot, I want you to put a bubble around it like mine. Okay, this represents the action.
So I'm going to put the highlighter?
No, I want you to put a bubble around it.
That's a license.
Okay.
I'm making a shoe.
So dog is our naming part. It tells me who is doing the action. And then bites Mrs. Brown's foot is telling me the action part, which is what the dog did.
I should put some wheels on.
Please write the following sentence on your language arts notebook. Okay? I want to thank Noah for being nice and focused right now, for following directions, and Gianna and Candy. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So the action part.
I can't see because my eye is blind right here.
The action part of a sentence tells what is happening. When you are finished, I want you to underline action part, and then I want you to underline what is happening. The action part of a sentence tells what is happening. I appreciate how everyone is so focused on doing their best work. I see some great handwriting from here. I appreciate that. With a quiet hand, show me if you still need some additional time to write. Okay, I still have a few students writing. Go ahead and keep writing.
Can we highlight it?
Please only highlight or bubble what I asked you to bubble. The purpose of highlighting is just so you can remember the important points. You don't need to highlight everything. Okay? If you're finished, then I want you to do this. I want you to skip about 1, 2, 3 lines, and then you're going to write the word sentence in capital letters. Okay. It's right there for you if you still need it. Okay. And then we are going to just make a visual or something that we can see to remind us that a sentence has 2 parts. It has the naming part and it has the action part. So I want you to draw an arrow to the side.
The sentence tells the action.
It does. A sentence always has a naming part. Okay. Continue to write while I hit the phone class. Okay. All right. So a sentence has a naming part. So please write that down.
When you're going home, when you're going home,
Go ahead and put a little one at the top. And then draw an arrow to the other side. I'll give you plenty of time, don't worry. This is just a little graph or a chart to help us remember.
it's just a practice.
I'll find you one in a moment, okay? So a sentence, it has to have a naming part. It has to tell us who or what is doing something. And then a sentence also has to have an action part. In other words, tell us what is the person or the animal or the thing doing. So it needs to have action part. And that makes a complete sentence.
Is this good, Miss LaSoya? That was good.
Very nice, yes.
I like the word.
I like that your handwriting is neat and I can tell what you're writing. Good job.
I think I'm gonna be good. Get a very good.
With the quiet hand, if you're still writing, just show me so that I know if you need some extra time or we're good to go. Okay, go ahead and take another minute and then we're going to move on to another activity. Let's just wait a few more seconds to let our friends finish writing their notes. Okay, if you are finished writing, I want to do a quick activity with you so we can determine if it's a complete sentence. So let's review really quick. Point in your journal, go, a sentence has two parts. What's the first part, class?
Naming part.
And what does the naming part tell me with the quiet A? What does the naming part share, Joel?
It's a name that has a part of it.
A little bit more. What is the naming part? That person might have a name. What does the naming part tell me? Wesley, what does the naming part tell me?
The naming part tells you what who the person is.
Okay, it tells me who. Everybody say the word who. So in the story of Mrs. Brown, it could be Mrs. Brown. It could be the pigs. It could be the yak. It could be the ducks, right? Who? The cow. What's the next part, boys and girls? It has to have a what?
Action.
Okay. Action part is what they do. So if I say the pig took a bath, with a quiet hand, who would like to tell me the naming part? The pig took a bath. So who or what is doing the action? Noel. The pig is the... Okay. And what is the action part? Gianna. Very good. Very good. Okay. Please show me ready position, and then I'll explain to you what you're going to do next. At 9:15. It's not 9:15 yet. All right. I'll know you're ready when you're showing me ready position, like Alina. She's modeling for us how we're supposed to be. Jose, thank you. Noah, thank you. Adrian, this whole row. Ooh, this whole row. Fabulous. Okay. So what you're going to do next, I'm going to put you in a group of about 4 or 5 people. And then I'm going to give you a sentence. Okay? Oops. The sentences, they come from the story Mrs. Brown Went to Town. Okay? So with your group, this is what you're going to do. Number 1, you are going to read your sentence. I'll put it on so you can see it. Give me a moment. I just need to take the notes here. You are going to read your sentence together. Okay? Next, underline the naming part. So, for this, I want you to do it with your highlighter. So one of your classmates can take the highlighter. Next, you will circle. Thank you, Gianna, for staying focused. Okay. Circle the action part. And then here's the good part. You and your team have to figure out a way to act out the sentence. Okay.
Wait, like in real life?